Welcome back to the Pacific Grand Prix Season 3 of Formula FG. This is Pablo Deal making a move on Vima Lana. Almost got it done and just gets rotated after contact with the Singaporean. Knowing the history between those two teams, that is definitely not going to go down well. Other than that, nothing really to talk about except I think Burner and Sigalakis trading spots. So it's all to play for. We're expecting pit stops rather soon for some people. So we have Yamaguchi here chasing down Josh Noah. After that early mistake, he's getting back towards the points.
It's always good to see that. Reed's just losing a lot of ground now on Thorns.
Tyres might have gone off on that RD. Costello is
right behind him.
He's alongside him actually, and he's snuck
in front of him.
Snuck on the inside there. Great move there, Costello, and great from Reed to be able to not take out his teammate like the DTK cars.
Or the Antec cars as well.
Yeah.
Oh well, Entex didn't do it there.
Yeah. They did it nonetheless.
Sigalakis has given way to Radavara, as I do believe Burner has as well now. He was sharp. Over the rise. Oh, struggling through there.
So Reed's not being dropped by Costello.
Rookman is still lurking there as well.
So for RD, they just do some maths. 35 points behind Entech in the constructors currently. Where they sit 5th and 6th at the moment, they will pick up a bit on that, so it's something to look out for.
So Ishikawa and Deal come in. Rantavara is not up just yet. Instead, Utsa will come in.
Bit of track position going on there, which is fair enough.
So Mishra's going to get past the German, but won't be for long. So Pablo Deal pops out there. Ishikawa there is battling with Rautavara. Fresh out of the pits, the Razor driver is going to have better grip and whatnot. I think Rautavara there plays a smart and doesn't decide to do anything silly.
If Razor had the mindset to do this, Ishikawa could have just gone a little bit wide then and pushed Rautavara off.
You don't want to see that happen.
You don't want to see it happen, and of course, you know, it's even the other side. You know, Rautavara, sometimes lapse of concentration, the car gets away from you a little bit, and all of a sudden he's into the side of Ishikawa.
Yeah.
And then he's got a problem.
Most certainly.
So Andy Graham and Rui Martin's, in fact, left behind there by Ishikawa, so fantastic undercut there from Razor. And more positions to come, you'd think, from these two, McNamara and Nowak, the two Australians. Nowak keeps position. So we have a yellow flag, and that's a long way into the gravel trap. Yeah. Yamaguchi and Rob Sharp seems to be... Oh, he lost control of it. Oh, through the air. Still going around.
Jesus. And it's a very quick corner around the southern loop as well.
But you could see it there, you know. Just as they approach on turn in, he just loses the rear end completely, Yamaguchi. There it goes. Straight into the side of Sharp. He's pretty much caught it, you know. It's fine if there wasn't a Falcon right there. Look at that, through the air.
Yeah.
How many times did he spin? I'll look at it again. Through the air is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5. Jeez.
So after flipping in like 3 times in Monza, and he spun around 4 times, 4.5 times here at Phillip Island.
Might be thinking of starting a gymnastics career after racing. Not the worst option.
He's got a long way to get out of that gravel trap as well. Doesn't seem like anybody's near him, so he'll be able to do just that. As Reed comes back out.
In front of this group, which was quite important, actually. You don't want to have to fight your way through them through.
Byrne has already found himself to 16th.
And in comes Mishra now. Mutza has pitted and he's gotten himself past Nathan Corns, who is yet to pit. As is Costello.
That just shows how far ahead Apex are at this current time on the track.
Down the straight comes Yamaguchi. He'll chase down Rob Sharp again. We'll hope that it doesn't go quite as wrong as last time. Here, and that is actually something important to think about. Yamaguchi has actually lost positions in this race. For JHR to be making objectives, they're going to need Yamaguchi to be finishing in about 11th currently, which is a big ask for someone that is 18th. Doesn't seem like he's anywhere near being able to get to that point. Being said, he is catching Rob Sharp rather easily. Here is Ratavara. Or not. As Costello has pitted. Here comes his teammate. Reed is able to get back ahead.
He's made the undercut there
of Costello, and Brugman, nothing he can do. McNamara will be in this lap. Ishikawa then, he's up into 9th with McNamara to go, and he's not Not too far away from Brugman, but I wouldn't fancy it. Martins finds himself in 10th with Andy Graham running in 11th right now. But probably due to be put up an extra position. Here is Reed then. Found himself 2 seconds nearly on Costello. As in comes Nathan Corns. So the Razor crew are able to get Corns out. It's a decent gap, but it's not massive in the slightest.
Oh, they've definitely made up some ground on Corns there. Through those pit stops. So the undercut has worked wonders for Reed.
2.5 seconds behind Corns now. Of course,
That's
Corns, fresh out of the pit lane, he's got fresher tyres than Reed. He's actually got a little bit less fuel as well. So he should be a little bit faster. As we now see that Ishikawa is 7.1 seconds behind Donald Brugman. In a similar situation, Brugman is Mishra fastest lap of the race there, JHR. And Brugman has a little bit less fuel than Ishikawa, and Japanese driver not making much time up. There you go, Pablo Deal and Vimal Anna coming close to each other again. And the straight Deal catching up. He's not going to be able to make the overtake, but he's pretty close now. This is, of course, where it all went wrong before, down at a Honda corner. Through Stoner, and he pulls out to the right. And he's
Corns is
ahead.
almost out to 4 seconds on Aaron.
And it's a nice, easy overtake there. Pablo Deal on Vimal Anna. Perhaps he just decided not to fight too hard this time.
Thankfully they didn't come together again, because would never hit the end of it.
There's Nowak here. He has Ratovara right behind. Ratovara decides to go around the outside. Very brave.
Yeah, very, very brave. Especially considering you're overlapping, you're not overtaking.
Yeah, there's no danger behind. You know, Utsa's 5.3 seconds down the track. Even then, you know, for him to catch up to Ratovara, he's then got to overtake Ratovara. Somehow got to be able to do that without the pit wall noticing.
Yeah. I think if Utsa attempted to overtake Ratovara, then the team wouldn't be very happy in the slightest.
So again, indication here, Ishikawa on Brugman. As he's actually losing a lot of time, and there was a car smoking. It is Vimal Anna. The Ferrari engine in that drift slide. It's given up the ghost. Ratovara slides on by, as does Nowak. And Berner, who, after being 22nd and a long way last, is now running in 14th. Female Anna will park just over the rise of Lukey Heights.
If there were no fences, you could roll into the pit lane there. But can't go through fences. So Corns has pulled a gap. Actually, Costello has gotten around Reed.
Yep, so something's happened there to the Australian. Might have made a mistake somewhere. Still locking up, so it's quite possible.
Great. So now he's got Brookman to worry about.
And if anything, this could help Ishikawa if the two are slowing each other. That is, of course, if Brugman has the outright speed to keep up with the RD. Easier said than done.
Although he has been keeping up so far.
He's been
whether
keeping
he can
up,
get
but
around.
yeah. There's Graham. It's holding sizable lead to deal. 5.3. It's come down a little bit, but probably not enough. There's around 12 laps to go. As Brugman actually has gone past Reed. But on the way down to Siberia, here we go, Reed on the inside. This is what I'm talking about. This is going to be slowing down the both of them. You know, Brugman has caught up to Reed, hasn't been able to get past, and has just been hung out to dry on the outside of Siberia. You don't want to be doing that.
And we've already seen that Costello has driven away from these two. So, definitely losing time.
Collins has got a handy lead on Costello. It's going to be hard for Costello to chip that down with now 10 laps to go.
Remarkably, either they didn't lose much time or Ishikawa made up practically nothing because the gap has barely come down.
To go back to what Nathan was saying, just then Costello has to make up half a second each lap and then still pass him to get around Corns at this stage.
Half second's going to be more than that. It's going to be 7/10 of a second.
Yeah. And then he still has to make the overtake.
There's Utsu. Trying to make his way past Josh Nowak. Utsu was ever so slightly catching up to Ratavara, but I think more than anything it was probably just traffic.
That's the problem with overlapping.
Yeah.
Especially somewhere like around here, you know, and you know, got to be fair to the guys being overlapped. Yeah, they'll get out of the way, but they'll get out of the way when they want to, and that's completely justified. You know, if you you pull over at the wrong spot, you're just going to lose all momentum.
Well, yeah, coming out of Honda Corner into Siberia and around the Hayshed, if you go off the racing line, you're going to lose a lot of time. Plus, it's pretty easy to put it off the track around there. As Brooklyn goes around Reed again.
And this time he'll get it done.
Yeah.
So something not quite right on Reed's RD. Dropping quite a bit of time. Of course it might just be a tyre choice. Something like that. In regards to the fact that he did pit a little bit early. He's right underneath the rear wing of Brugman. Next to no traction out of the out of MG there.
Yeah, Costello out to 8 seconds now, so doesn't look like he's going to catch Corns.
I don't think he was ever catching him.
Always got to give him a chance.
Yeah.
No, I don't give him. I don't give him a chance if he's losing time each lap. Much like Ishikawa, just not making up any time. Deal, on the other hand, is making up quite a bit of time. 3.7 seconds now between him and Graham. It's probably not going to be enough though. Needs somewhere around half a second per lap. Stefan Berner, there's some sort of problem here. He's stuck in the middle of the road. He has to go the long way around. Not much track left on the outside. I think I saw a loose wheel.
Didn't want to see that from Berner. He was driving really well to get back into 13th and see him go off. Be frustrated.
So Stefan Berner will get an next retirement of this race. Meanwhile, what is left in regards to overtakes? Ishikawa again caught up here by Martins. Graham getting caught up by Deal quite a lot. The Brazilian is really hustling now at the end of this race. 2.3 seconds. And possibly the worst time you can think of. Radvar is just behind him. Just beginning to show him blue flag, so what's going to happen now with Deal and the gap between him and Graham around the final corner?
The best thing you could hope for is just to hold the gap until...
Oh, and there's Honda. Josh Nowak. That looks like Lukey Heights. Yep.
Yep. It just didn't slow down coming out of the hay shed.
Just a little bit of understeer and straight into the wall for the Australian. The interesting thing will be where's that wheel gone? I think it's safe off to the side. Now then, Deal. If he lets Ratavara through quickly, Ratavara might just catch up to Graham.
I think the best thing to Deal would have been Ratavara to get around then in that corner. It's now probably going to lose time allowing Ratavara to come through.
As indeed, he has lost a little bit of time as now Rob Sharp has backed it off at the same spot as there's Nowak. There you go, Deal actually lets Ratavara through.
Not trying to get the slipstream down the straight.
5 laps remaining, and that will be 5 laps for Deal and for Graham then, because I would assume Graham is going to be overtaken. Or overlapped rather by Radavara. We can have a look upwards, and Ishikawa still holding Martins off. That's important.
Definitely is.
Pablo Deal, I wonder if maybe now the tyres have just gone off a little bit. That fantastic speed Might be.
Could be tyres, could also be mental with he had tunnel vision ahead and then he had to worry about letting Radivara through. He might just have lost his touch a little bit.
No, Andy Graham, he's done it. He's done it himself. They're all seeing there might be something on the track up there, or who knows. But third car in 3 laps, and a second one for it to be race over.
Oh, yeah,
Andy Graham puts it into the wall and puts it in hard.
I did think after, the second car that went off, I did think something funny might be going on up there, and now after Andy Graham's come off, there must be some sort of slick line up there, some sort of oil or... But you'd think everybody would be going off it was oil. Could be interesting.
Could be a little bit of tires. There might be some marbles or something. You go a little bit wide, get a bit of understeer. I mean, we've been seeing it all day. The cars have had a bit of understeer over the top.
As we can see, Reed and Costello making big moves into the top 10.
Yeah. Well, after starting in 17th and 20th, they really needed it. So how far is Radivara overtaken to? Is it about 7?
Yeah, he's gotten up. He's overlapped up to 10.
10. Oh, okay. I overestimated a lot there.
Otherwise, it all seems rather unlikely that any more overtakes will happen, other than perhaps Yamaguchi catching up to Sigalakis a little bit there. Utah holding down second quite easily. This is Martins. He's just a second behind. Anything's possible.
Bit of a lock-up from Costello.
He's got no one near him, so he shouldn't be too phased by it.
I don't know if you look at the timing sheet then, but he had exactly 10.000 seconds behind Corns.
Fastest lap of the race there by Yol Radivara. Late in the day, but blisteringly quick. There's Yamaguchi, as he is really close to Sigalakis. If he can get anything done, that'll probably be enough for JHR today to meet all of their objectives. So watch this one. See what happens. He's 2.2 seconds behind. Doesn't seem to be making much inroads.
Because in qualifying 13th, he's needed to finish 12th. Is that right?
Yep. He'll need to finish 12th as Mishra has moved up 9 positions.
Yeah.
Nishikawa just pulling away a little bit there from Martins, and you'd fancy nothing's going to change there. Radivara then onto his final lap. Yamaguchi still searching for Sigalakis. He's only got 1 lap to do it though.
So Reed has gotten around Brookman back into 6th.
Yeah, and that happened quite a while ago as well. So we missed that.
Yeah.
So while one jaws went off, the other one got re-overtaken. Around Siberia comes Radovara, just final section up the hill.
You can pretty much roll to the finish line from here.
Pretty much. We have seen a V8 supercar do that before and did get overtaken on the final straight. So you wouldn't want to try it. But nonetheless, he needed a big day today, and Joel Radovara has again delivered. He'll take his third victory in a row.
Big congrats to Radovara. Raced well.
Great job.
Just stayed on the track.
Indeed. Now Deal comes across with 10th, McNamara in 11th. Boots is going to come across in 2nd.
In a perfect day for ART.
Yes, 1 and 2
finish.
Now with Mishra coming across the line in 3rd place. As Yamaguchi has gone past Sigalakis as well. That means Corns will come across in 4th place. That does mean that the championship is still up for grabs at the final race of the year at Interlagos. And if you think, oh well, you know, 23-point difference,
We're in the point.
you know, no way that anything could change. Well, we saw Stefan Berner retire from a puncture last year, so yeah, anything's possible.
Literally anything can happen.
Ishikawa set to come across the line in 8th place. He'll hold Rui Martins, and that could be important for the championship, the Constructors' Championship, that is. Radovara.
He blitzed it today.
For the 3rd race in a row, Joel Radovara wins. Ben Utzer in 2nd, and Orchard Mishra getting his 2nd consecutive podium in 3rd place. Just did not have the speed today. Nathan Corns 4th place for Razor, very, very important. And then both the RDs, Costello and Reed, having a decent battle throughout the day. Donald Brugman was 7th for Jaws, 1 position behind where he started. Takumi Ishikawa got 8th, very important points for Razor. Rui Martins and Pablo Deal, 2 Raven Wests in the top 10. They get what they came for. Outside of the 10, James McNamara was 11th after being knocked off early. Takahiro Yamaguchi was off the track more than he was on it seems, but he still got to 12th. Manolis Sigalakis also had a few off-track adventures in 13th, before Rob Sharp was 2 laps down in his Falcon. Andy Graham, of course, went into the wall and is classified 6 laps behind. Retirement, Josh Nowak crashed into the wall. Stefan Berner had a loose wheel. Vimal Anna, Tapio Rinho both had engine failures. Jack Lasky had a brake failure. Daniel Harvey was knocked into the wall by his own teammate. And Jamie Cox had an electrical problem. He was the first retirement shortly after taking out Stefan Berner. We'll have a look past lap the racer. We'll go to Joel Radovara, ahead of both the JHR drivers, and quite easily as well, 0.3 of a second.
It's a very big gap.
A quick look at the lap chart. You can see there Radovara got to the front quickly and just stayed there. No worries at all for him.
He led from the first incident in Honda corner, in Honda hairpin.
Didn't look back from there. Probably didn't even look back, if I be honest. So it was a little bit up and down, but eventually got what he wanted, and that is very important for Apex. Corn started a bit further back, sort of zigzagged through here and his pit, but 4th place, and that's all he needs. He'll need another, I think he'll need 8th place in Interlagos, off the top of my head. And we'll go find Mishra, and we'll also have Yamaguchi. Mishra went upwards, got to 3rd. Yamaguchi went a long way up, then a long way down, then a long way up again, and then down, and then
Yeah,
back up again.
Looks like it was all over the place today, and
Yeah.
it shows if you keep it on the track, you're in for a chance.
Oh, yep. Very much so. So then, that is Pacific Grand Prix. Any last comments, guys?
Bring on next week.
Title's
be,
still open.
Interesting and fun.
Yeah.
Yep, the both titles still up for grabs next week.
You'd think Apex would have it in the bag.
In terms of
after
the
this race.
constructors, well, it all depends. That Play Life engine, it's done very well recently, but who knows? The number 8 car is perhaps a little bit overdue in having a failure of some description. You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't want it to happen, but
No.
But so yeah, off the top of my head, I do believe that championship is still well and truly open, and with that, we do hope that everybody will be able to join us next week at Interlagos. It will be a what has become the standard for FFG season finales. We intend to be having quite a few commentators in the commentary box. We do hope that you can make it then and celebrate the season with us. Thank you everybody, and from myself, Nathan and Aaron, it is good night.